These are a few photos from my great uncle's funeral. He passed away last year. I grew up with this man in my life and knew him as uncle. His wife, my mother's aunt, was my great auntie, and I knew her as auntie. The house we're living in used to belong to them. Let me backtrack a little bit. So 3 years ago, when my entire family decided to turn their back on me and pretty much throw me under the bus, I was completely dumbfounded. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. My mother created an argument. Things escalated. The police was called. When the police arrived, I was handed a restraining order at 8 o'clock at night and thrown out on the street with my child. I was not allowed to go back into the place we were staying to gather anything. No clothes. I had no money, and that was it. I was just told to leave. So, at the time, we stayed in Watts, California. I was shocked. I was in shock, pretty much. But I just kept reminding myself that I have to be strong because I have my child with me. And at the time, my son was only 3 years old, and I was 33 years old. So I immediately knew, like, this got to be some Freemason bullshit, but I couldn't put my finger on it, you know? So that night, I called up one person who I knew was good for giving me some money. And I caught the Blue Line train to West Los Angeles and met that person. And by the grace of God, they ended up paying for a motel room for me for 2 nights. And they didn't even ask for anything, and I just found it very convenient. Come to find out, that person was connected to Freemasonry as well. And this network of witches is so fucking intricate, and these witches are so loyal, and I mean so loyal to their religion. It's not even funny. It's not a joking matter. It is stone cold real as fuck. So anyways, I'm trying to gather my thoughts and everything, and I'm just like, I can't believe this shit is happening. What the fuck is going on? So that night in the motel, I heard all kinds of chatter, and I thought I was being spied on in my motel room, but now I know better. I know that a lot of the conversation I'm hearing is actual people who are in other realms watching, and some know them as familiar spirits. Anyways, the following day, I ended up catching the train back to South LA, South Central LA from West LA, and I walked over to my great aunt and great uncle's house because they were, the closest people who stayed to us. So I'm like, and they're close to my mother. And I was like, what's going on? My mom just threw me out of the house. My great aunt and great uncle were acting suspicious. And at this time, I kind of knew that they were into Freemasonry. However, I had no idea that Freemasons worshiped Satan, because as a child, me and my brothers, we were raised going to church. We praised Jesus. We praised God, and we worshiped the Lord. And it was always, Satan is the enemy and the adversary. And so growing up, I had absolutely no idea that my family was so deep into the occult. Anyhow, I asked my aunt and uncle if I could stay with them because they had an extra room, no children, and they were acting really suspicious. I heard my aunt tell my uncle telepathically, Bridget said Ashley is waking up. And I just thought to myself, what the hell is going on? She was in my face. Her mouth did not move. And my great uncle didn't respond. He just sat there, because I'm pretty sure he was aware of what was going on. They all had decided that they were going to sacrifice me to their God and have my son taken away from me and turned into a MK Ultra zombie, or sacrificed to Satan as well in a ritual. And I just thought to myself, what the hell is going on? Oh my God, I can hear this bitch's thoughts. Anyways, I didn't say anything. I just stayed quiet and waited for their response. And my aunt said, let me talk to your uncle in the back room. So they went to the back room, and I'm sitting in the living room, the same living room that I showed you all in another video, with my child, just still in shock because, I mean, who can, I mean, what are you supposed to make of something like this? And so they come back, or no, my aunt comes back and tells me, oh, well, your uncle's going to clean up the other room. And I was like, okay. She was like, you can stay for a night. One night. Wow. And so he came back. He asked me, did you go down to the county building? And I'm just thinking to myself, are you fucking kidding me? You motherfuckers have a whole house, and nobody's giving me answers as to why my mother erected this whole plot. And I was served with a bogus restraining order. And, it was just all planned out. Okay, so, yeah. I think I'm going to just cut the story off right here.